Hello YouTube, I'm just going to give you a quick video on what I've done to illuminate my Christmas village. Some of it is Lemax, some of it isn't, with mains powered electricity. First of all, I've wired up my string of lanterns. Those are now running through this wire, and they originally went to a battery box, but now I've calculated the voltage and the amps that the batteries provided for those lanterns, and I cut the battery box off, and I found basically I think it's a phone charger, an adapter for those, but that is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how to light the Christmas village in the back. Now all of these are the original style that didn't have a battery pack in them. They used to have a plug going to an adapter that had a single bulb going into the back. I'll show you on the fire station. There's the hole. Right, so but I didn't want to have 6 different plugs or 5 different plugs. I wanted them all run off one string, and I wanted them to be low energy. A lot of these had incandescent bulbs, and they went back to a adapter which always got hot, and obviously with electricity, heat is power. So I wanted to run them on LEDs, and I'll show you how I did it. It's just a single string going down to a mains plug, and I will take it apart now. Time to break down the Christmas village, as it is January the 1st. Oh, before I go, my firemen are on strike as the government has shafted them once again. And here we have the setup. I've got a 3-pin plug, 240 volts or 230 something or other, which it runs at now in the UK. Presumably you can do this in your own country if you've got wimpy low voltage electricity, but here in the UK we've got big daddy voltage, and this is fine to run on that because I've used a lighting circuit, as in you would have on the ceiling up here. This is run on G9 bulbs, and it's all 240 volt. So I thought to myself, well, why can't I just run 240 bulbs for the Christmas village? Now this is using Wago connector blocks. These are fantastic and fine for the D.I.Y. Enthusiast. They are Wago blocks. You can use ordinary connector blocks like this, but I thought this would be a little bit dangerous, as with an ordinary connector block, there's a possibility little fingers could touch those terminals or stick things down there, and although it's little fingers shouldn't be touching your Christmas village, it seems a bit of a punishment to blow their head off with 240 volts of electricity. So this is all closed thanks to these Wago connector blocks, and these Wagos are brilliant. You just lift up the lever, that little lever there, all the way up to 90 degrees, push your cable in and you slam it back down, and that is then stuck in. They are absolutely fantastic, and I think even though they're quite expensive, they're not expensive, they're, I don't know, 50p each, but obviously per unit that runs at quite a high cost. Electricians are still using them, and they're sort of overtaking the connector blocks that I talked about previously, because the absolute convenience of them. And if you buy them in bulk, you get them even cheaper. But yeah, they're I don't know, I suppose there's 5 quid's worth here, 4 quid's worth here. But yeah, that's your Wagos. Look them up online. They'll show you how to use them and give you a bit more confidence if you are a DIYer. Now it runs from the 3-pin plug, and it only uses live and neutral for this circuit because it's lighting. And it goes into 2 3-ways, and basically it goes all the way along the end, however many lights you need, until you get to the last one. Then you only need a 2-way, because you're obviously not coming out of it and go into another light. It terminates there. Now remember, unlike these, where you'll have, say for example, you can have a live going in there, a neutral going in there, and an earth going in there, these Wagos, they're all connected together. So you're putting 3 lives in there. Don't go live, neutral, earth. It's live, live, live. That is all one circuit. A bit like shoving it all into one hole there. So you've got your live coming from your plug, your live going to your bulb for one house, and then your live that goes on to your next one. And the same again, your live coming from your last one, your live going to your next one, and your live going up to your bulb. And that is the same for the neutral. This other block is your neutral. So you're keeping your lives and your neutrals separate. It's really easy. In, out, onto the next one. Now these, I bought these on eBay. I just searched G9 light holder, or words to the effect of that, and it's basically a replacement for if you're fixing a light fitting. But all it is a G9 light bulb holder. That cost a couple of quid, and these are cheap as chips. These are G9 lights, so they just plug into there. So all in all, this whole thing cost about 10 quid, £10 that is. And now it runs low voltage, like a low voltage LED light fitting. Been running this now for a couple of years, no problems. Why should there be? So that is Wago connector blocks, bit of 2-core cable, although this is obviously 3-core cable and I've not bothered using the earth, and however many light bulbs and light bulb holders you need for however many houses you've got. And obviously it can terminate on a 3, but it'd be an empty socket on the end, but then you could add to your village. All of my houses are the original ones that you stick a bulb in the back, so I haven't had to bastardize them in any way. But if you did have these new style ones where you've got to pick them up and switch them on, I suppose you could punch out the battery compartment and bulb compartment, and you could just slot in your homemade LED light, and then you can illuminate them without the hassle of picking up your houses and disturbing your snow, etc, etc. Hope that all makes sense. And there we have it. I went for soft glow lights and they work a treat. Lovely and cold, saving me money every time I put my Christmas lights on, which is obviously every night in the month of December. Happy Christmas.